Okay, so something that Julie and I were talking about that we feel like is really important is soothing a baby. And we have some, like a cheat sheet on soothing and a little write-up about it, but we wanted to show you the things that are more showable rather than just typable. The first thing is how to swaddle a baby, and then I'll go into why that's important. So I hear a lot about moms who say their babies don't like to be swaddled when they're like 2 weeks old, and my issue is your baby has been swaddled for 9 months. What makes you think that they wouldn't like to be swaddled? Now, this is just my opinion, but I have found that if you have tried to swaddle your baby and they try and get out, that's kind of their job to try and get out, but then you're not doing it as effective as maybe you think you are, which is fine. We're all kind of learning. And I learned how to swaddle in my glorious days working in the NICU, which wasn't very long, but I absolutely loved it. So the first thing you want to do is get a blanket. I have used everything from the like really stretchy ones to this one is a regular, super soft but plain blanket, to the ones that we use in the hospital, which you know are not soft and cozy and perfect. And quite frankly, those ones work really good. But this is what I have here. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna turn it more into like the diagonal, and you're gonna fold over the corner of the top. Depending on how tall your child is, will depend on how small you fold the corner. But you're gonna fold it over. Your baby is not going to be sitting like that on your lap. Just do this on a bed would probably be the best. You're gonna put their neck where the top of the blanket is. I'm gonna bring it down because otherwise I might go out of the camera. All right, so the first fold you're going to do, you're going to bring, in this one, it's the baby's right arm. You're gonna bring it over the top of their shoulder and underneath the other arm, and you're gonna tuck it in, as far in as you can get. Then you're going to bring the bottom up over that shoulder, the one that's still exposed, while pushing it down, and tuck that in. And then you're going to bring the remainder over and across. Now, I know it looks like I'm being really tight on this, because I am. You need it to be tight, because your little nugget is going to want to move around, but they have the startle reflex. You have probably seen it when they're sleeping, where they'll hear something and they'll go like this, and then they wake up. And all of your hard work of trying to get them to sleep is gone, because now they're ticked off because they just had their startle reflex. I look really funny doing that in the camera. Anyway, so if you have their arms down to their side, the startle reflex is less likely to wake them up. They might have a little bit, but it's not enough to get them awake. Now, I also swaddle for the babies that are super angry and fighting. It does a couple of things. It makes them feel secure, for starters. It also keeps them warm, because babies want to be warm. Again, they just came out of your womb, and our body temperatures are like 98 degrees, right? 98.6 is pretty much average. And so that's a very warm temperature coming into this very cold world. So wrap them up, swaddle them really good, and then we'll go into the 5 S's. So when I was in school, I remember going to a child development course, and the instructor brought up the YouTube video. It's called Happiest Baby on the Block. And actually it was a VHS, in all honesty, but I have since found it on YouTube. And Happiest Baby on the Block, and it talks about the 5 S's. Those are swaddle. Look how tight this swaddle is. Okay, I know that I did not have a fighting baby. I get that. But I actually did it. Okay, I'm just gonna show them. I actually did it on this too, to kind of have something to work against. You can swaddle anything. You just have to be nice and firm. You're not trying to squeeze the air out of them, but you need it to not come out so easily, okay? So swaddle, then you're gonna do suck. So it could be a pacifier. I know that at the hospital, for the moms that don't want us using pacifiers, which is totally your choice, a gloved finger works really good. I would always use a gloved finger, mostly because hands are so dirty and I don't want my baby to have dirtiness in their mouth, and I'm kind of a weirdo like that. But something to suck on. So swaddle, suck, shushing. If you have access to a shush monitor, it's like white with an orange end, and literally all it does is it goes shh until the end of time or until it runs out of batteries. You can also get down like an app for that, and I believe that there's also shushing apps on YouTube, because at some point your mouth is going to dry out and you're going to have to breathe. So after the shushing, there's the side lying position, because you can see that I've got I'm supporting the head and the neck, not cutting anything off. I'm making sure that my baby can breathe. And then you have, it's not rocking, the swing. So it can be like a faster swinging, which I have found to be the most effective, because when the baby calms down, they start to go to sleep and their heads kind of jiggle. I'm not talking about shaking. Please realize that there is a difference between shaking your baby and soothing them with a jiggle, and then they tend to fall asleep. So if you are desperate and you need sleep and you know your baby needs sleep, try the 5 S's. It's swaddle, shush, suck, side lying, and swinging. And if you want a little bit more detail on that, then go check out Happiest Baby on the Block. I think it's from the 90s, honestly, I do. But it was really good, and it stuck with me over the last like 15, 20 years. So, all right, that's it for soothing. Good luck.